On that note, you might recall that last year we had fantastic breakaway sessions, and yesterday we did exactly that too, by focusing on the 4 themes that we have for the conference and really peeling back at how it is that we can source solutions. To help us build up on this theme and of course help us out with what's been titled as the conference dance, and we'll challenge her to see if she will be dancing at all. But of course, she'll be joining us to share some insight on, again, reminding us of the terms of engagement for today, primarily focusing on the breakaway sessions that we'll be able to participate in. She'll be joining us with a colleague on stage to share some insight, knowledge, and information, and really preparing us as to how we should broaden our minds and our thinking to actively participate in seeking solutions. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome back onto stage from Synovation, Helen Andrews. Level 3 applause, please.
To walk in this morning and recognize so many faces because they were in our sessions yesterday, so thank you. And we speak of level 3 applause, but there was level 4 engagement yesterday. Thank you, really. I think everybody here deserves a round of applause. There was beautiful content that came out yesterday. That's for you. Yes. So we wanted to do a brief summary of what came out of yesterday, just so that those who weren't in the sessions or those who were upstairs or downstairs and didn't hear what was going on in the other rooms, I'm eternally curious, so I always want to know what's going on in the other rooms, could hear what came out of that. And then we're going to tell you what we're doing this afternoon. So, our downstairs, there was a little competition between upstairs and downstairs, and we're going to have the same again, I think.
Definitely, yes.
We're not competitive, but we are. So, we had, I think, 64 people downstairs. We had 6 groups. There was wonderful energy. People were so interested and so ready to contribute to this theme of equitable philanthropy. And we had a wonderful task owner, Angela, I know she's not here today, from Vodacom, who shared so openly and so beautifully around their challenges and what they're doing and what they're already putting into motion. And it really set us off for a wonderful afternoon. And our task, I should have brought the bigger screen. Now we're competitive about our screens. So how can we open up communication and trust between civil society and donors to ensure impactful, inclusive projects? And the big themes that came out of that were trust and transparency on every single group it came out. And actually, we would love to talk more about that. Trust and transparency, ensuring that partnerships are mutually beneficial, also came out multiple times. And really this focus on go to the experts. These are the ones who engage with the beneficiaries who are in the communities. Speak to the experts, particularly around how to use the funding. So funding shouldn't be determined, and I say shouldn't, or perhaps shouldn't be determined by the funders. If their partners want to spend salaries, on payroll, on admin. So there was really this kind of, this energy around unrestricted funding, called unrestricted funding, but to really let people choose, organizations choose how they want to spend, which can only happen in a space of trust and transparency. So there were all these linked beautiful themes. And then a resounding call to continue these sorts of forums. So how amazing it was to be able to engage in this way, to be productive together and really to ask, can we do that more? How much more would we be able to get out if we did this more? And last big theme was around creative, active engagement. So beyond reporting, how are we connecting as partners? How are we connecting throughout the year? Not just the one report that lands on the desk and doesn't just get filed away, but it's, how are we sharing what's really coming out of communities and what the successes are and celebrating those. So I want to read you the I plan tos that came out of our groups and share a few of the little wishes that came out. But just so you know, this is all going into a big report which will be circulated. So this content is yours, it's ours, and use it, learn from it, add to it, build on it. It's kind of the starting block for I think some interesting change that I know is waiting to come out. So the first is, I plan to ensure that funders recognize the needs and running costs of NGOs are as important as their own. This is around trust and increased agency, around experience, knowledge, retaining staff. I plan to create more transparency from both sides. This is around integration and shared value. I plan to create more opportunities for funders and NGOs to connect and to share as strategic partner experts in their field to ensure long-term funding. It's about clear, open, transparent communication, thorough contracts, and there were two interesting wishes that I wanted to share with you here. One was around donors pooling funds, and the second was around joint proposals by NGOs collaborating for greater impact. So just two little standout wishes there. And then we plan to ensure that partnerships are mutually beneficial to both donors and CSO, NPO. There was a wish here around bringing employees into each other's worlds for a year or for a set amount of time as an exchange program to really build that integration. I've got two more. We plan to engage frequently with donors and partners to build mutual understanding, to keep informed and build strong, sustainable partnerships. Aren't these beautiful? Doesn't this sound like what we want? And the final one, we plan to motivate to funders how unrestricted funding could be transformational, opening up autonomy, flexibility, and the ability to plan long term. So that was our downstairs group, and with our theme of reconnection, I think it was amazing to see the connections happening in the room, really. I mean, from people sitting accidentally next to each other who'd been waiting to meet for ages, to the laughter. If we measure creativity and engagement with laughter, well, then I think we did our job. So I'm going to hand over to the upstairs team, and then we will tell you about the themes for later.
Thank you very much, Helen. Good morning, everybody. It seems like you guys were really on fire here yesterday afternoon. Upstairs in the gala room, we actually saw the smoke coming through the floor. And we added our own fire under the wonderful leadership of our task owner. Let me get this right. Puvi Pillay, the executive head of Nedbank's corporate social investment. And our theme was inclusivity in the green economy. And Puvi gave us our task, which he formulated: how can we solve society's pressing needs and protect the environment? And there were beautiful wishes that came out from our different groups. I'm going to summarize them. They were like themes that came out from all the different wishes. There was a lot about inclusivity, especially gender inclusivity, also rural populations, a lot about accountability and responsibility, and linked to that, ethical leadership. One of the wishes was, I wish we could call things out, speak truth to power, which I thought was beautiful. Then around knowledge sharing, also indigenous knowledge, which was very cool. But probably the biggest theme that came out was around unity. And this was very, very interesting to me, that so many times over and over, we had wishes like, I wish we could be united. I wish for unity to tackle poverty, crime, corruption. I wish we had a sense of national solidarity. And I think there's such a deep yearning in all of us for that unity, and something that also came out beautifully in Professor Madonsela's talk yesterday, also talking about my humanity is tied with yours. So that was something really special for me to see. And then there were these very simple, real expressions of what this could look like that came out in the wishes. I wish we could love each other like a mother loves her child. I wish we could ride bicycles to work. I wish for a world where our children are safe outside. I wish for healing for our country. Powerful stuff. And from these wishes, there were great ideas that emerged, such as redeem ourselves by being more bold and courageous, build unity to tackle poverty, crime, corruption. Another one was establish public-private partnerships by increasing donor funding and collaborative measures, collaborate to create a safe world through food security, sustainable access to water, and routes to economic emancipation, show that a healthy environment is crucial to addressing societal needs through honest and positive collaboration. And then I'm going to just summarize a few of the valuable, actionable solutions that came out from these One was establish task teams to work with specific needs using frameworks like the SDGs. Engage with business to understand how their business is linked to the environment. Engage communities to educate and involve in directives. Create a regulatory framework to guide national goals for each sector. Start building structures to support the shared vision. Continuous monitoring and evaluation systems, accountability, risk management tools that is regularly audited, ensure ethical leadership through workshopping roles and responsibilities and clearly defined performance indicators, and then this interesting one, clearly defined punitive measures. And then we ended with Puvi kind of summarizing, giving us a little bit of feedback. And one of the things that he said about accountability was very, very interesting, and I hope I heard him correctly. But he said between 1995 and 2020, Nedbank invested $300 million US. Now, according to our current exchange rates, that would be just under 5 billion rand that was invested in upliftment programs and projects, yet poverty and unemployment got worse. So if I invest that much money, and I don't get the results, then clearly something is not right. So that was a challenge that he left with us. How do we manage the accountability and evaluation of our partnerships? And I see my time is finished, so maybe you can just quickly introduce our themes for today.
Thank you, Albertus. And I haven't heard all of those summarized, so I have a little goosebump. Well done, Upstairs team, and thank you for that beautiful and actually really practical contributions. There's beautiful stuff there. So this afternoon we are doing the same process, but we can do the same process 100 times and it's absolutely different. So we'll be working through the same process with different themes. So our downstairs theme is around employee engagement, and we're going to be speaking with the Trialogue team to unpack some of the interesting challenges and opportunities in that space. So those of you who want to look at employee engagement, we're downstairs in this room. Upstairs is around future-proofing development, and we are honored to also work with the MTN SA Foundation on that challenge. So join us, come back, let's get another amazing round of these kind of ideas. We look forward to it. We'll see you later.